Episode 37 of Creepypasta Narrations. A rereading of Fallout 3, Citadel, Crucified Knights. Trigger warnings, mentions of rape, and violence and excessive gore. Viewer discretion advised. Most people know the glitch to access the Citadel early in the game, but I found something rather intriguing this time. I had always experienced odd happenings while activating this glitch, but nothing like this. As usual, I went to the top of the rubble tile. I fell through and made my trek through the empty space to the Citadel entrance to get into the building. I noticed from a distance 3 large poles sticking up from the ground, but couldn't see them well enough until I got closer. I got closer to find 3 crosses. If you ever played Fallout New Vegas, you'll know what I'm talking about. They were similar to the crosses used by Caesar's Legion, but clearly was the work or just the raiders instead of a more organized group like the Legion. The crosses were covered in gore and blood, organs hanging all over them. There were 3 people crucified: Elder Lyon, Star Paladin Cross, and Sarah Lyons. They were still alive, but barely. I first talked to Sarah. I wrote down what she said. "What the hell has he done? You brought them right to us! It was a slaughter! The knights, the scribes, the initiates, all dead! You son of a bitch!" Then she coughed up some blood and died. Then I went to Star Paladin Cross. "I can't believe you. Working with raiders? Why? We were going to fix the wastland. Don't you remember what your father did for you? He was trying to help you. Help us. And he'd do this? Say goodbye to any hope of civilization in this hell." She did the same animation as Sarah and died. Finally, I went to Lyons. This was the worst. James loved you. He abandoned all his work for you. He took you to the vault because he would be safer. I guess he didn't realize that in the end, the wasteland was the one made safer with you in the vault. There's nothing stopping the raiders from destroying the entire capital wasteland now. I hope you're happy. Instead of the death animation of the other 2, his head exploded. It cut back to first person where 3 raiders attacked. Their health won't go down, and they just fired away at my body, blowing away my limbs. A cutscene followed. It showed raiders breaking into Megaton, and first, with shots of the sheriff, Moira, Walter, Billy, Jericho, and Moriarty being slaughtered, or followed by an aerial view of the town blowing up. Then it went to Tenpenny Tower. Raiders charged the doors, ran in, and a violent scene ensued. It is all the residents being hacked into pieces with Chinese swords. big town was flooded with raiders. The buildings were on fire, and the women were being raped. Underworld was cleared out with flamethrowers. Rivet City was crawling with raiders, flooding up the hole and climbing over the evil edges, cutting everyone apart and shooting their dead bodies. It faded to black. The narrator's voice came across saying the old phrase, War never changes. It took me back to the main menu. When I went in to load my game, it started back over or at the birth scene. The Vault Dweller was being born. But the conversation was slightly different. Instead of James asking whether it was a boy or a girl, this conversation occurred. Kill it. What? What the hell is wrong with you, James? I say kill it. It's gonna be the death of us all. Get James out of here. James then grabs the scalpel and stabbed the baby to death. The screen slowly went going dark. I turned the game off and on again, but all my saves were gone. It played normally after that. I have no idea what it was that triggered this, but it was terrifying to say the least. So, what did I think about this anyways? Well, aside from the fact that, a glitch that activated an alternate ending to the game, along with affecting the whole introduction part, I don't know if that actually could happen. If not, then, man, did Bethesda get lucky that this did not happen at all. Because otherwise, there might be a lot of flack that might go their way. But as for the glitch that lets you access the Citadel early, I don't know. I have never performed that at all, to be honest. Nor have I ever seen any videos in that regards that lets you access the Citadel early. That could just be me, however. So, yeah, that has been one hell of a fucking pasta by whoever wrote this. To be honest, I thought it was okay. Pretty good, but it could have been better off, to be honest, considering how old it is. And whoever actually made that whole story, I applaud you for, as using Fallout as a case example of basically it being a hell of a lot more dangerous as post-apocalyptic America is than, say, the reality that we are all in now. Even though that the whole raping of women does actually happen in real life, too. But let's not get too ahead of myself. This has been Harold Baker, signing off.